Hey, this is Kayla. I'm going to be making this video on my interpretation of the four-letter code of MBTI. So I'm sort of going to be going through how I see like the four ways that they separate people, and also like think about it in like a perfect world scenario sort of thing, 'cause that's sort of how I'm thinking about it. Okay, so the first category I would say is mainly like your energy source. The one you prefer would leave you more energized the more you did it, and the other one I'd say would be draining if you did it for too long. So you would like it probably sometimes, but if you did it for like too long, you would probably, I don't know, just feel tired and drained, and I don't know. So the introversion one, you would mostly spend time on your own, doing activities that you enjoy, learning new activities, studying things that interest you, that sort of thing. And if you were an extrovert, you would spend most of your time talking to people who you enjoy spending time with, meeting others, having conversations on things that interest you, just having good interactions with other people. Okay, and I consider your second preference to be sort of like how you interact and interpret the world around you. So like when you're thinking about things or you're talking to other people, this is how you communicate and interpret what others are saying. Okay, so if you prefer intuition, you're gonna mostly communicate and think about things in an abstract way. You don't really want to get bogged down with too many details. You just sort of like thinking about the theoretical and what could be possibilities, that sort of thing. Like you like not too many details, and not being worried about like whether what you're saying is necessarily like realistic, like it just could be something and that would interest you to talk about it. And if you're a sensor, you would mostly talk and think in pretty concrete ways. You would like to look at the facts, like what you can actually see, what you know is there, what's tangible, what is or what was, not really wanting to look too much into possibilities, more into what is definite, and not really wanting to talk about things that are too abstract, I guess. Keep it to what's real, what we know is there, that sort of thing. And then the T versus F, I consider mostly to be like the main aspect of like how you decide anything, like what you consider is right and wrong, not in the sense of moralities, but like what makes more sense to you to think of things as, or that sort of thing. So if you're a feeler, you would see like values, like personal values, what others' values is, and take those into consideration. Just like what feels right. It doesn't always have to make logical sense, but if your gut's telling you something's right or something's wrong, you go with it. And also, like, just worried about like hurting others' feelings, wanting to be nice, just wanting to be friendly, that sort of thing. And thinkers are more concerned with like what makes sense, what not less with feelings, like, but like they would have a tendency to go more towards what makes the most logical sense, and not too concerned with like feelings. Like everyone has both, but they would feel more comfortable going with what makes logical sense. And then the next category, I consider the J and the P to be sort of like how you come to a final conclusion on something, like, so like how your like final thoughts on something, like. And I would consider perceivers to be more open-ended and more comfortable just leaving things undecided. So, and it could be with anything, either like plans or also just like deciding where you stand on something. So when making a decision, they would like to, just put it off, or not even come to a final conclusion. Just sort of say, oh, let's just leave it open-ended. Judgers, like to, come to a conclusion, would be more anxious if they don't, like, find closure in something. Like, they like to, know where they stand on things, I guess. And yeah, that's just, pretty much how I see all of those. And I had used, me as an ENFJ to sort of how I relate to my, letters, and then I just reversed them, sort of. And that's how I did it. Like, I'd also, like, I took what I know about them, and then I took what I related to, and then I sort of switched it around. Okay, so if anyone knows their type, or doesn't even know their type, I guess they could just see if they relate to what I was saying about the 4 letters. Alright, thanks for watching.